Cassidy. I don't have my audio feedback. I can't hear my intro music. I can't hear the Sonic 3 music that usually plays here. I usually cut in at a preordained time, at a scripted moment with a bit of a cough, like I pretend I'm getting caught off guard or something. But I guess that's not happening tonight. Hello! Y'all read the title. It's Light Gun Games. Oh, my voice is pretty low. Let's see if I can change that. Test, hello? Testing 1, 2. I don't know if there's a way to boost that any higher. Oh, you know what the problem is? Maybe is it not ducking properly? Is the audio, because I can't hear it, I can't tell if my auto ducker is working properly? Well, we're gonna wing it anyway, because this is a very spontaneous stream. Obviously there was no notice given. Maybe I'll work. Maybe there's a way to, let me lower the music for now. It's already lowered by 12 decibels. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be interesting when the games start. So maybe there's a way for me to go into audio settings. I hate Windows 11 audio settings, and the way they've wreaked havoc on the menus I'm so familiar with. No, that's his maximum. Oh! So we'll hopefully just have to try and bear it for now. Let's get into some games. Let's see what happens. I can lower the games as need be. In fact, I'll preemptively lower them. This is off to a rip-roaring start. I know y'all tuned in because you wanted to hear me deal with audio live on stream. Anyway, I got some games here because I'm writing about Mazer for the 3DO, which is brought to us by American Laser Games. But we're not just going to play American Laser Games here. We got a few others. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start with something that I wasn't aware was preserved, but sure enough it is. And that is the Worlds of Wonders Action Max VCR console.
Action Max. A steady aim is critical.
Ooh. Right, let's see if this actually shows up on stream. There we go. So this is a VCR console, which means that you plugged it into your TV, you put a tape in, and it would attempt to automate some sort of game, quote-unquote.
Get ready for action.
Now the question is, how loud will this game be in comparison to my voice? Time will tell. This is the Daphne Singe emulator. I call it an emulator. It's a very loose package of video playback mixed with some very light overlay elements. When I downloaded this, I'm going to complain for a little bit while this intro is playing. Sorry, officer. So when I downloaded this package, this emulator package, the full package of it had a bunch of not real video games in it. So what this is, it's attempting to, like, you know, emulate light gun games to an extent, a very specific type of light gun game. So you'll find this emulator a bunch of, like, weird compilations of scenes from movies, like How to Train Your Dragon, that some people out there try to gamify by adding QuickTime events and the like. And it's just a hot mess of licensing issues, of copyright, of flagrant disregard. Oh. I would love to alt-tab and deal with that bot, but I think we're gonna potentially forfeit some precious points. I'll pause the game if need be. Yeah, Bobinator, basically it's the Power Rangers Sega CD game if we're getting, I don't know, technical here, but basically that similar system of, like, barely interactive. And, I don't know if the plug-in filter I have here, it attempts to deal with flashing lights, it attempts to mitigate them to an extent, and you can see it working on the crosshairs here, just barely. In fact, I almost wonder if it would be better to just disable it on this in particular, because it's not a full-screen flash. Apparently that person is not one to be shot. You can barely tell because it's VCR, VHS quality video here. So, distinguishing between friendlies and foes is not always clear. So, conceit of this system is that it can distinguish between two types of targets: friendlies and foes, and obviously the synchronicity of the light. And there's also, if this weren't a, what's the word I'm looking for? See that orb in the bottom right corner? That hides a particularly obnoxious flashing light that is part of the system for tracking what is good and what is bad when you are earning points or losing them per shot. So in Daphne Singe, they do us the favor of overlaying this little graphic on top of it. This emulator sucks, by the way. Like, even outside of that weird situation I was talking about, that weird thing that potentially jeopardizes the whole package getting taken down because it uses footage from modern movies that still have very active copyright and people looking to enforce it. It's just not a very good emulator package. It has this weird load-in screen. Nope, can't shoot him, unfortunately. You may notice that nothing that we're shooting is, reacting, because it's a VHS tape. You can't really, cut to different scenes in the ways that an American Laser Games game would. Man, but yeah, half these shots I'm firing are absolutely not registering. Which I would blame on the emulator. Just not being particularly well constructed on this package, not being particularly well assembled. But there's no other way to play Action Max games as far as I'm aware. So the conceit of this tape, this is 38 Ambush Alley, and as you can tell, we're going through one of these police training simulators where they go through a warehouse with... Apparently that was not a good guy to shoot. Again, hard to tell when the quality is this high, when it's this pristine. Pay no attention to that window.
This place is loaded, partner. I'm calling for backup. Stay alert, baby. Stay alert.
Oh, believe you me, I've both eyes open. Not gonna get ambushed in this alley. Especially not with that guy with a Winchester in his hands.
And Pepper and Pearl. Send 2 searchlight choppers right now. Right now.
33, choppers on the way.
Yeah, this is rough. This is not the future of gaming as anyone considered it back in the day, I don't think. I think there were even better alternatives to this system that would still use VHS tapes, but actually manage to do some amount of tape switching. I think there's a Sesame Street version of that. But I think those were actually computer assisted, so they would be able to overlay graphics on top that could make it look like different things were happening. I'm just stacking up points by rapid firing on some of these fools. That's the trick to these things. You want to get a score in the hundreds. Basically just wait for a stable target and then you just Gatling gun on them. Video Game King, you mentioned the VHS made me realize that medium forces is a remarkable amount of constraint on the game. Think about how many other games opted for live actors because they could have cut away to a shot of them falling over unlike this. From Floor's saying, I'm thinking of the Viewmaster machine with regards to Sesame Street tape. And he had the tape too, there you go. You know exactly what I'm talking about then. If I recall correct, the guy is holding a gun. That is clearly a gun, but I lose points for shooting him. So, again, I can't tell if that's whoever programmed this implementation of it for Daphne Singe just fucking up, or if this was present in the original tape. Because there's no, actual original system code here. This isn't, MAME emulation where they're reading off, where they're carefully analyzing some circuit board or what have you to try and approximate the original game experience. This is just someone who had to draw these hitboxes over the video for our shooting amusements. See, I just test everyone now because even if they're an innocent, I might get points for them. There's just no telling. Did I get sidetracked so many times I forgot to say what the thing in the bottom right is for? Because there is a flashing light that is used to sync code. So what you'd actually do, what I wanted to say is that you would, in real life, because that would be there on your TV, that flashing light, and you would put a thing that came with the system, a peripheral that came with the system, on top of it. You would like suction cup it to your TV in order to hide that light. And I think there was like a infrared sensor or something behind the suction cup facing towards the TV, so that's how the whole system kept sync. This thing is held together with tape in a dream, basically. Oh. Oh. Well, we crashed. Huh. So yeah, just a great emulator all around. Cutting edge technology, bringing it to you, bringing the power VHS to the computer. Wow, what a piece of shit. I was complaining about that thing the whole time. I do have one more Action Max game I want to play.
Action Max. A steady aim is critical.
This is the Adventures of Pops Ghostly. You wouldn't know that from this graphic here that said this is Hydro Sub 2021, a completely different game.
We really took care of them, didn't we? Boy, we really took care of them, didn't we? Boy, we really.
Get ready for.
We sure did. We haven't even started the game yet, and yeah. So the 38 Ambush Alley is probably a good thing that it crashed, because I think it was just straight up like 20 more minutes of that singular alley, of just that like screen on a loop, effectively. So on to bigger and brighter things. Don't shoot the dog, don't shoot the kids. You'd lose points if you did. Does not surprise me to hear that the Retro Pals streamed this gem in particular. Wonder how that treated them. After this one, we're not going to do the full 25 minutes of this either, because it gets pretty repetitive after a while. That's kind of the conceit of all these Action Max games. There's a total of 5 of them. We've seen one. Here's a second. We'll move on to some interesting American laser games after this.
Oh, thank heaven you're here. I'm Pops. Pops Ghostly.
Nice to meet you, Pops.
Do we need your help?
Oh, are they friendly? Then maybe they can help.
Pops, I just.
Who is that hot Ghostly on the right?
The guys we saw before. They're everywhere.
You see, it's been like this for generations. We Ghostlies lived here. Then one day these creatures moved in. Warped and horrible creatures. They're terrifying.
I mean, you're ghosts, so it's...
Yeah, but
You're one to talk, buddy.
there's these ghouls that toss fireballs and.
Gordy!
He's right. This is serious. Take care.
Do you think there's someone who's scared of ghosts that look like this? Who's just, like, so terrified of the idea of apparitions that even these goofballs would be?
Yeah, and
They're called landlords. Very good. Oh, that's our cue. Don't you just love the sounds of light gun games? People were complaining about volume before, about my volume versus the game. I'm sure this rapid fire clicking is. But hey, I gotta get points. You put a target in front of me, I'm gonna shoot it. My gamer brain is properly trained. You know, the thing about like having these circles, that being the effective hitbox, as it were. Look at these dancing skeletons, is that you can't just, like, you know, aim at the wider target. You have to be very particular with your aim. So I guess it is like kind of like an aim trainer. Is that the guy from those commercials? That weird goblin-looking guy? Wait, did they explain the logistics of harming ghosts with a gun? Is this a magic gun? No, this is just my gat that I brought in off the streets. This is... I brought Mr. Beretta with me. And you can clearly tell these skeletons and so forth are not getting hurt by it, so this is completely ineffective. get it out of that phonograph. Oh my god, there's another crash. Yeah, so the Daphne Sings emulator is what I'm reviewing here. I'm not even reviewing the games, I'm reviewing the package that these games come in. And gets a failing grade from me. Oh boy. Yeah, can't recommend that. Let's play some American Laser games. Let's play something I know is going to work in the long haul. Maybe that thing straight up cannot handle like how fast I was clicking. But I know something that can, and that is American Laser games. Sure this actually works. Oop, I gotta Alt-Tab untraps mouse. Well, that'd be great if that was working. There we go. I'd like it to actually show the game that I'm playing. There we are. So what we're doing here is we're using an Amiga emulator because the conceit of all these American Laser games is that they had a Laserdisc player built in, and the Amiga 500 computer would send signals to the disc to send to different parts of the disc to basically like do a scene select, as it were.
It's in the air.
As well as handling all the overlay stuff on the Amiga end.
Mad Dog McCree and his band of cutthroats riding into town. Folks here plumb scared to death. Town's deserted. Even a tumbleweed doesn't dare blow across the streets today.
So the American Laser game story I can get into a little bit. They originally did... This is all going to be in the article, by the way.
What we need's a gunslinger.
And to answer your question, Bob Mayer, this is basically exactly what the original arcade game was like. Yeah, no, straight up. This is as close as you're going to get to it. This is the original code, not to be confused with like the billions of digital leisure re-releases that had to rebuild it from the ground up with the footage and whatnot. So this is as accurate to arcade emulation as you're going to get.
See what I mean?
But this is going to be in the Mazer article, which is going to double as a biography on American Laser games.
You're new around these parts. You heading into my daddy's town?
How do I insert coins? There we go.
Let's see what kind of a shot you are, Pilgrim. Take a crack at this bottle.
They started by making police training simulators, a system called the Apogee system.
Nice shooting. Try another one.
And it was more or less a more sophisticated version of this. It had like a projector first screen. You had to have a technician manning the computer the entire time. And these would have debuted in like 1988, 1989. And then American Laser Games got the idea to, or specifically Robert Grieve, the CEO of that previous company, the ICAT company, had the idea to sell these to consumers in some capacity because people kept asking him for it. And so he had the idea, let's make arcade games. That seems like a logical progression from these huge in-house things at police stations, at police departments. Let's transition it to an arcade cabinet. Instead of having a technician, we'll put all the stuff on board. We'll handle all the operations through the Amiga computer.
That's good shooting, stranger. What I was going to tell
Also, someone tell me if the volume is okay, if the balance is all right.
Jack. And he's in the saloon drinking. Now go get him.
This was their debut game in the video game range. I have some of this memorized. I also think I have the dip switches set to easy so that when dudes shoot from the corners, actually have some sort of chance at surviving. That's the thing about these games. When people pop out of the corners, it can be decidedly brutal. It can be decidedly unfair. Because you can barely see them in some cases. I mean, this would look plenty fine on a 30-inch screen or whatever. 50-inch screen. Bobinator saying, curious about Shootout at Old Tucson, which I do have. Yeah, they're going for Lethal Enforcers. That's one of their last ones. It came out for their CD-ROM system, which we'll get into in time. I'll try to sort of keep this like chronologically consistent for a bit. But this was their debut game, and the inspiration for the Old West theme is that their offices were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they had a movie ranch not too far away from where their studio was located, from where the iCat company headquarters were. They basically have to look out their window for inspiration. And this game was a huge success. Like, that's the part that people, like, kind of neglect or don't talk so much about, is the fact that this game was incredibly successful. It was, like, one of the top-earning arcade games.
Be careful, that's Mad Dog's fault.
There was a magazine, I can't remember the name of it. I have them cited in the article, but, like, they heralded this game as, like, saving the arcade industry in 1990.
You wouldn't be trying to get the sheriff out of jail now, would you? Charco!
Replay magazine?
Show him what we did in trouble.
Anyway, Old West shit is very much my shit, so don't mind me as I enjoy myself here. Yeah, lots of stuntmen, lots of just cool shit happening in this game, fun shit. That's all I want out of one of these light gun games.
I know you're looking for Mad Dog.
This is not my favorite of the American Laser Games Western games, though. There's a very particular one, a very specific one that I have in mind that we'll hopefully get to in a bit. But these games run about 10, 15 minutes in length, 20 at the longest. And I've played all of them at this point. Tater Railcar, are there any light gun games that support more than 2 players so you can 3-gun it? Yeah, there was like some Horror Night or Evil Night or something by Konami. They made a 3-player light gun game where each player had a complete different type of weapons. Like, one had a shotgun, one had a submachine gun, one had a pistol, something like that. And it was just like their attempt at doing House of the Dead. And it's dope, and it does not emulate right now. But I would very much like to play that one of these days. I also think the Silent Hill arcade game, which is a thing, did that have 3 players? I think it did. That was all pistols, though. So there's a few. Oops. Aimed a little high on that one.
You better work on your sharpshooting, stranger. You only got 2 lives left.
Rub it in, why don't you?
On the door! He's got a gun!
I can't believe they make us start off at the top here. We gotta watch the sheriff get killed again.
Thank God you're here with the keys. I gotta get out of here.
The Undertaker is so cool, says Frumplewars. Yeah, you know, he's an okay wrestler. I've seen him do old school. It's little wrestling humor for you.
I got him! Hey!
Oh, that's a beautiful fall right there. It's a beautiful swan dive off the balcony.
The map to the hideout's in the mine, but you've got to talk to the prospector first.
Inspired performance.
It's showdown time, stranger. So holster your iron. We're gonna see how.
These are the best parts of this game,
Be mighty quick or
and they play into my favorite of the American Laser Games games, where you would holster your gun in the cabinet and draw on them. That doesn't emulate perfectly here. The way they handle an emulation is they unload your gun and make you reload before you shoot, but there's a game that's built entirely around that quick draw mechanic. We will get to it.
There's more inside!
Bob and here, hey Cassidy, you ever play the Wacky Tube Man Chronicles? I believe it is the Wavy Tube Man Chronicles. Oops.
That was a good woman you shot.
Whoops. Yeah, there's some hostage takers in this.
64.
Here's the interesting thing. Their police simulate. That's that's hardly fair. Give me more than a millisecond to react, please. By the way, if you shoot this, you get some extra ammo. There's Easter eggs in some of the levels, targets you can shoot that will give you, like, extra ammo, which was their attempt to do something. Oh my god, I keep...
You keep shooting the innocent people, and ain't gonna be none left to
So, iCat's original Apogee simulator could apparently differentiate between shooting target and shooting hostage. So it was a more advanced level of, like, fidelity there, and they could have multiple hitboxes on screen at the same time.
Mad Dog will get me for telling you this, but if you get to the hideout...
But not here.
Approach from the rear.
And no, I have not played Wavy 2 Man Chronicles.
You just jumped from the fire.
But I've seen it played, and it's a charmer.
Now the crazy varmint's waiting for you over yonder.
It's a perfect send-up of this game in particular.
Holster that gun and get ready.
Thing to watch out for. Some people won't go down on one shot. That was another big selling point of the ICAD, of the Apogee system.
No.
That's Mad Dog, by the way. Was that you could shoot targets in either the head, the arms, the torso, or the legs.
Shoot the fuse! Please, shoot the fuse!
Oh, you mean this fuse? This fuse right here? Sorry, I just wanted to see that explosion. I'm a sucker for a good explosion. That will cost us a life, though.
Get lucky, or you're going to be dead. You've only got one life left.
One life to live, one life to lose.
No!
Oh, we can still reload and still get our 12 bullets. That's handy.
Mad Dog!
Alright, pay attention, folks.
Oh, thanks, stranger. That was close. You got to hurry. The map to Mad Dog's hideout is in the mine. You got to shoot the lantern to get in the mine. Go for it.
Yeah, that's an important hint right there.
This mine is booby-trapped for claim jumpers. You also need to shoot out the pitchfork.
Now, I don't know where the pitchfork is the thing. Lantern. Is that the pitchfork? Apparently not. I know that the Sega CD version of this game in particular, like, the instruction manual straight up had to tell you, here's where you shoot on this screen, because the video quality is so bad, you won't be able to make it out. There we go. Took me a minute to memorize it. Or to remember it, rather.
Let's see what kind of a shot you are, Pilgrim. Take a crack at this bottle. Nice shooting. Try another one.
Keep an eye on this footage. It will come up again later.
Try another one.
And I know I could do the germ a bit here where I just miss. I could eat shit a dozen times in a row.
Nice shooting. Try another one.
And get made fun of for it, but...
Now, you better get out there and find Mad Dog. You think you're in the middle of a hurricane now? It's time for a showdown.
This guy became... I forget his name. I think it's like something Zeller. But he became a favorite of the ALG production team. He's in 3 of their games, including the Mad Dog Squeakquel and Space Wars? Space Pirates. Beautiful. Wow, they really want to hold on that shot. I think it was another left turn. That's composited in. Oh, I totally have that. At least they let us pick up more or less where we left off, not having to do that one shootout again. How's the flashing, by the way? I think my plugin is handling some of it, but maybe not all of it. It can only do so much, I suppose. Better than nothing. This is the shootout that never ends. Rear? You could hear an offstage direction there. Someone trying to calm down that horse.
You've only got one life left.
I guess we're going in from the front. Or not.
Looks like this good old boy's seen his last gunfight. Time to take him to Boot Hill.
Ah, well. That's just as well. I think we got enough of that. I think we more or less got the gist of that one. Let's see here. If I'm trying to do this in chronological order, the next would be actually the only one I can't play right now, which is Who Shot Johnny Rock? Or, yeah, I think this one in the emulator is just straight up broken, if memory serves. I could play like a console version of it, but quality's going to be so bad on that. What versions of it do I have? Because it is like one of the more ambitious games. No, I don't even have any other versions of it. I think I tried one of them and just deleted it out of disgust for how bad the video quality was. So we'll move right into arguably the main attraction today. Night. Play some damn Gallagher's Gallery, a game that was not preserved for a while. There was originally no one had the footage on hand for this, let alone like the Amiga code here. And then someone, a YouTuber, uploaded like a partial, not complete rip of the contents. I think it's missing part of like the intro of the attract mode, but it was more or less the same thing. And then people, I think they used Daphne's Hinge or something along those lines to try and reconstruct it using what footage they had and trying to work around that. But then someone just ripped the whole thing, got the Amiga code, and now we have this version of it, which is arcade perfect to my knowledge. R.I.P. Gallagher, I guess. Dude fucking sucked. In addition to being a fucking hack, he was also this like a weirdo, ultra-conservative sort, so... And also like a really scummy businessman. And also Robert Grieb didn't like him either, and said he was a total prima donna during the entire shoot of this. So just, you know, rotten all around.
I'll let you shoot up the house.
I am gonna lower the volume of this in my own ears, though, because this is too loud for me.
And I'll even give you a chance to shoot the foods you hate. Foods like spinach. Blech. And if you shoot good enough to make it through all the levels, you can join me.
There we go. No one liked Gallagher, the dude from Money Knows His Front Blowers. Yes, that would seem to parse. Are you not loving his shtick here?
Gallagher's Shooting Gallery. I got lollipops and bottle toss. I got shots.
See that bottle?
Yes, young and old can all try their luck to beat the mighty Gallagher.
Okay, enough of you. I mean, I know we're gonna have to listen to you again in a second, but...
Usually at the grocery store, you pick out foods you love. But I'm picking out foods I hate, and you're gonna shoot them. I hate spinach, and I hate...
Way to waste food, Gallagher. If you didn't hate them already. Anyway, they shot all these in about, like, a weekend. He was through touring, like, Albuquerque.
You know, you'd have been better off if the money had jammed in the machine.
Totally shot that egg. Luckily, if we do this again, we'll get a completely different minigame. Because there's like 10 for each of these selections. I think they pick like 3 or 4 of them in a row. Anyway, yeah, he was touring through Albuquerque. Robert Grieb said, hey, do you want to star in a video game? They shot all these scenes with him, and then the rest of it is just like composite stuff. Like, you don't need Gallagher for this outside of his voiceover. I totally shot that like 3 or 4 times. I guess this ain't perfect. Also, this game was a flop, and they sold like 10 copies of this to distributors, to arcade operators total. The way LG took a massive loss on this.
Lucky shot. Nice shot. Lucky shot.
I'm just double tapping. I guess I need to triple tap. Fuck me. This game is so unforgiving sometimes.
Don't you just hate spinach?
I really don't. Which is quite good. Don't shoot that. He likes cherry, is what he'll say. Like, I like cherry. And then you'll
shoot that.
Get kicked back to the select screen.
Shoot that.
Yeah, some of these shots just don't register.
Target practice. Go.
There must be like some frame timing issue here.
Nice shot.
Why aren't I tossing sludge-o-matics at the food? Frumplewar's asked. That's a good question. That's because they saved the sludge-o-matic for the ending of this game, for the final stage.
Lucky shot.
And they do a novel twist on it where you actually have to protect melons from Gallagher's evil menace.
Children, shoot the school lunches.
Yeah, okay. I'm having to shoot like 3 or 4 times right now. So I gotta shoot the milk too over here. Oh, the silverware. Hope we got it. Thank God we got that stage cleared. Yeah, you see, we're getting ammo back for shooting these cans here. What makes it a bonus stage, because rather than having to reload ever, we just got to be very considerate of our ammo here.
I'm sheriff of this here town, so I can shoot at putting anything I want to. Certain people. And since I like it, I'm gonna deputize you and you.
I mean, kudos on to ALG for sneaking some Western shit into this too, but never need to see Gallagher ruining the sanctity of the Old West. Oh, this had no sanctity. Right, this one is about shooting signs that are like visible for like brief moments in time, and we did not get an opportunity. Not get a shot at that.
Shoot out them lights, partner.
Oh, they really want me to shoot the light itself here. Kind of surreal, right? I mean, that's kind of what this game has going for it. Is, ugh. I just gotta double tap everything. Is what I'm realizing now. This one is bullshit.
Shoot out these Christmas lights for the burnout.
Like, how can you tell what's actually lit up and what isn't here? It's so hard to tell. And the hitboxes are so particular. But I think they kind of forgive you on that one. I think they kind of give you a little bit of leeway because they realize how bullshit that one is. So I don't think you need to shoot them all on that screen. But like, it's screens like that which make this game like one of ALG's worst. In addition to Gallagher's shtick being grating, it's also just like these aren't particularly well constructed.
Shoot the headlights.
Don't mind me, I just know the sequence of that. If you shoot those out of order, nothing happens. Oh, doesn't this look familiar? I was hoping this one would come up.
Nice shot. Lucky shot, but your luck won't last.
We're gonna run out of ammo during this.
Try again, you're getting better. Nice shot. Try again, you're getting better.
I think the secret is that I can
Lucky shot, but your luck won't last.
keep missing and then
try again, you're getting
let's save this bullet for ourselves. No, I think this one they just let you kind of like fail upwards, so even if you miss all these bottles,
try again, you're getting
it'll eventually just pass you. Yeah, see, there we go. And now maybe we can earn a little bit of ammo back. Which honestly might not even be a good idea. I think we kind of want to run out of ammo so we can insert another credit and get a full refill. Actually, can I hit start and... No. Can't give yourself more bullets mid-game.
Welcome to Gadget Land. Your stuff's broke, huh? Well, I could take forever to fix it for lots of money. Or you could fix it right now with one of these. Have fun.
Yeah, you tell him, Gallagher. You show those fucking repairmen what's for. Oh, actually, I did get the points. I do have 100 bullets. I guess I did accept my credit at certain points. These ones aren't super burnt, so... God. Hot dang.
Look, there's a bogey at 12 o'clock.
Oh, jeez. So much for a non-violent shooting game. Goodbye, pilot. So the thing to know about light gun games on PC is that it is, decidedly easier to shoot things with a light gun than it is to shoot things with a mouse. You have snappier aiming with a... Oh, not this one again. God, I wasn't ready. Don't give me the toast one again. Oh, come on. All the rotten luck. Okay. At least this one I know I can do.
Just right, and the gun.
But yeah, if I had a real light gun in tow, boy howdy, I'd just be perfect. Flawless. I've never missed a shot. We're gonna blow away some moonshine now. Here's the worst one.
I'm having fun. Mommy wants me to do stuff. I don't want to do it. When I get big, I'm gonna get a BB gun. Mommy wants me to take my medicine. I don't want to do it. Shoot.
That's the same speech he gives when he was doing his anti-vax rants in his later career, in the years leading up to his death. Which he absolutely did, by the way. Yeah, I get it. And more points the further down the line it is. I just want to get it. I don't care about how many points I get for it. Progress is the name of the game, not points.
I want to get up at 12 o'clock. I want to get up at 3 o'clock.
Sure. This is so rote, this one.
I want to get up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, you can tell that ALG was experimenting with like some like overlaid stuff like in that medicine cabinet one where you could potentially shoot things out of sequence and just have it like full screen reactions. Or like, you know, I'm trying to say something here, but I don't know how to articulate it quite precisely. We're really raking in the points now, boyo. This is the worst one in the game. Don't shoot the cats. Shoot the rats. You can barely tell what's happening because they scurry about so quickly.
Shoot around here. Where are you shooting?
Holy Faye. Don't make me do that one again. Kind of like Laserdisc point blank, you say, Frump Lures. Yeah, I mean, so I played on a real point blank. Wait, no, I'm not thinking of point blank. I'm thinking of what's the one where you shoot a coffee mug and it's like a really cool like physical effect they use? God damn it, not this one again. But point blank is cool too. I've also played point blank on an actual cabinet, but we're not gonna get the rat one. This is so particular, and if you shoot the cat, you lose too, so... Just don't give us... Oh. We're so close to being done with this. Oh, just my luck. The one I can actually hit is the one I'm not supposed to hit. Oh, it's a miracle. Still gotta do it 3 more times.
I think you're nervous.
How did that not register? This is true suffering. Ugh. Just any game besides this one. Any one of the minigames besides that one. This is hell. This is my Tartarus. I just have to guess whether it's going to be the cat or the rat. I'm going to say it's going to be cat this time. And I still shot! I still shot! You really want me to do this one? Yeah, I get it. I'm too trigger happy. Maybe, like, they're trying to set me up. Maybe this is the only one I haven't done in this set, so I have to do this one. You can't tell because the video quality is too low. And they go by so quickly. This is the worst. How did none of those hits? You can see the overlay where you shoot.
I think you're terrible.
Yeah, you have every right to think that, I suppose. Bratty Gallagher. Give me 100 more bullets, sir.
I think you gotta go potty.
Hey, guess what? We're not going to see the watermelon game in this. We're not going to see the part where you have to try to save a watermelon. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. That might be ALG's worst game. Oh, boy. That's fucking rough. What else came out in 1992? We got Space Pirates on deck. Load her up. Disaster stream. I can't clear Gallagher's gallery on stream. Like, what can I do? My confidence is shaken.
Someone's receiving. This is Ursula Sky, commander of Colonial Star 1.
Y'all ever watch Space Mutiny?
Repeat.
That's the only vibe I get off this game.
The ship has been overrun by the Black Brigade. Captain Talon is in control of the Star Splitter cannon. They're beaming colonists aboard the Black Dragon as hostages till the cannon crystals are found. Situation bleak. Deflector shield destroyed. Can't hold out much longer. Please respond.
I could sift through the whole intro, but now I inserted my coin. Oh, that's right, it's a 4-coin game. I didn't change the service menu to be 1 credit like I did for the other games.
Star Ranger. I'm just beyond the asteroid belt. Can you make it? Nice shoot. Nice shoot.
Every one of ALG's games had a segment like this. A nice shoot and try another one bit.
Nice shoot.
Big Astron belt vibes from this. That's the first ever Laserdisc game, by the way. And that game is a stinker.
Your life support system is running low.
How did that not count?
Careful.
What a ballsy move to default to 4 coins per credit, says AZ. I don't know, I'd pay a couple bucks for this.
Your energy level is getting critical.
Maybe not a couple bucks. Maybe a couple bucks cumulatively with like continues and whatnot, but you know, these were attraction games.
Why not try again?
Actually, just go into the service menu on this and cheat to make this a little easier on myself. Yeah. This is what one of these service menus looks like. A rare sight. I believe it's keep pressing that service menu button to go through the menu. Might as well change this while we're here. You can do as much as $2 per ticket if you were a real sicko. You're a real bastard of an operator. This was already on easy? That's brutal. Normal, hard. Oh, I don't care about the player 2 credits. Go. Maybe gunning. Maybe I haven't calibrated this. Let's see where it thinks. Ah, yeah. Okay. This is what it was calibrated to. Alright, hold start. A little closer. I think what I need to do is shoot. There we go. Okay. I think that might have been the problem. Disc. Non-Chinese. Chinese? What a range of options there.
These pirates are armed to the
Okay, let's try that again with our aim dialed in a little bit. We still gotta go through this.
Just beyond the asteroid belt. Can you make it? Nice shoot. Nice shoot. Nice shoot.
Always make sure to calibrate your light gun games, folks.
Nice shoot. Oh well.
I think this is the ALG game I've played the least, by the way. You'll be able to tell which one I played the most in time. Okay, that went a lot smoother with things calibrated properly.
Star Ranger! The dungeon light! Shoot the blue light!
We're free! Let's go!
Great acting.
To the transporter room! You called us little... The death grip beam holds Commander Sky. Shoot when it's red.
Onward to the bridge!
Can do. Wow, that's a brutal way to go.
Your life support system is running low.
Oh, come on, I totally had that guy. double tap to be safe. So I don't know, I think I'm on the record as saying that like gun games are my favorite genre of game. Maybe not necessarily these ones, but I mean, these have a charm to them, but I'm more of the Ghost Squad, House of the Dead, Virtua Cop, so on and so forth variety, personally.
Get to...
Whoops!
Hey, Ranger, that was a colonist you just blasted.
Rumplers, even a bad liking game is still pretty fun. Damn right. There's nothing more tactile. There's nothing more one-to-one in terms of like controlling a video game than pointing and shooting, and the thing you shoot at falls over or explodes. You don't get much better feedback than that in a game, I tell you what.
Save the commander! Save the commander! Save!
Nice work, Ranger. Now to the transporter.
Your history, Ranger. Too bad. I thought you could do it.
I thought I could too, but I'm sorry to let you down, old prospector / spaceman. What the hell was that guy wearing?
Ranger, to the colony ship.
Right behind you.
Talon can be had, all right, but you'll need the robotic tracker. But first, you'll have to get beyond these.
First, I must tell you the arming sequence of the Star Splitter. First the aqua blue, then the crimson red, then the emerald green. Remember, it's the order the crystals must be loaded.
We think only...
And start, and action.
Pick a world and stand by for transport. Good luck, Ranger.
Thank you. So every one of American Laser games post Who Shot Johnny Rock had a system of like a miniature like puzzle stuff. I mean, even Mad Dog McCree had it to an extent where you had to solve that mine shaft puzzle that you saw earlier. That was their way of sort of pretending that there was more to these games, and some of them were like random seed generated, where they had like a few different variations, permutations of what it could be. Who Shot Johnny Rock in particular was a murder mystery where there was 4 potential suspects to a murder, and the game would decide at the top which of the 4 it would be in your playthrough. So a couple novel things like that.
System is running low.
How did
Extra careful.
Sometimes it looks like you got it, but sometimes you just gotta play the same section over and over again until the game decides. This time we'll let him pass. And as far as I know, I don't think American Laser games ever had.
Madam Pots and Pans, beware of his flute and the palm of her hand.
Whatever you say, lady. But yeah, I don't think American Laser games ever like dinged you for shooting too much. They don't count accuracy at the end of the game, which is good for me because I double tap.
Look, Men of Pots, we have a customer.
For the sand, Mr. Pat? Or could it be?
In search of a crystal.
With only a pistol.
Then he's mad, Madam Potts.
No, that's me.
Be careful, Ranger. Your energy level...
Are they gonna start me off at the...
Look, Men of Pots, we have a customer. Then he's mad, Madam Potts.
No, that's me.
What is the timing? What am I supposed to do there? I got the hint about the flute.
Then he's mad, Madam Pop.
No, that's me.
Your life supports.
Some of this shit is just very vague.
Then he's mad, Madam Pop.
No, that's me.
Be careful, Ranger.
I feel like I'm shooting too much. Maybe that, like, minion is what I'm supposed to shoot?
Then he's mad, Madam Pop.
I did say this is the game I played the least. It's not playing the clip with the... with her assistant.
Then he's mad, Madam Pop.
No, that's me.
Your life support system.
Oh my god. Screw this. Different scene.
Whose side are you?
Sorry, I have some pent-out aggression to let out.
Rangers, space pirates!
The conclusion of this game is truly epic. By the way, you engage in a duel on the moon with Mad Dog McCree, or the actor who plays Mad Dog McCree at the least, now playing what's his face, the evil space pirate king. And I think it goes very much like the Mad Dog McCree encounter where you have to shoot like both his hands, or like he has like weak points you have to hit basically, using the space splitter cannon that you accumulate over the course of these 4 set pieces, of these 4 stages as it were.
Don't shoot what the medicine man brings from the fire, but shoot before lightning strikes.
Ooh, good pyro on that one. That's a nice touch too. Make the guy dangle for a follow-up shot.
Your history, Ranger.
Oh.
Too bad.
So we just gotta shoot that before lightning strikes.
Hey, wayward traveler. Come, sit by the fire. Perhaps the location of the crystal can be seen within.
This looks like fire to me, bud. Oh! Okay. Duplicitous. Do we have to do the target shooting thing again here, or can we just...
Hey, wayward traveler.
What is with these?
Be careful.
They want me to shoot, but they don't want me to shoot.
Hey, wayward traveler. Come. You are not easily fooled, my friend.
Okay.
The crystal is there.
That's one down.
You'll need the Eye of a Hawk to conquer Talon. Take a shot at these.
They sure love their target practice. The interlacing on these are not the most seamless I've seen in this game, in an ALG game. But yeah, you can see we cleared that one. You know what? At some point, like, all these are basically Mad Dog McCree, right? Where you choose between the 4 scenes, all these... Oh. That's because I lingered too long on that screen.
Your history, Ranger.
Yeah, I get the drill. Alright, speaking of Mad Dog, how about some Mad Dog 2, The Lost Gold? Got that on hand, we got that on deck. I'm assuming this will work. Hang on this for a minute. I guess it's hung on this this load screen on all the games we've played. Is this Who Shot Johnny Rock? The ROM for that one sticks there. Oh, it's another 4-credit game. Actually, no. Before I do anything, yeah, let's absolutely calibrate this. And also, oh, this is a laggy one. This one is nice and unresponsive. It only updates as you see it, like, flashing there. That's brutal. I can tap it like 3 or 4 times, but it won't actually read it until the screen flashes again. But hey, if you're an arcade operator, you got nothing but time, right? Maybe this is why arcade operators nowadays, like the Dave & Buster's staff, doesn't want to bother calibrating their guns on the daily basis. Maybe service menus still look like this. I don't think they do, for reference. Ugh. Video game king. Could it be because 3DO was a system that simply handled video as well? It was being built from the ground up with video in mind. I'm just not sure what that has to do with this. I should mention that there's a persistent rumor online that yeah, that's why we gotta calibrate. That oh, I pressed the wrong button. That ALG eventually switched over to 3DO systems instead of Amiga systems across all their games as a cost-cutting measure. And that's only partially true. The truth of the matter is that their CD-ROM system, which I get into on in the article, in the Mazer article, only had a total of 3 games on it, and that was the 3DO in a cabinet. And it had Shootout, Old Tucson, it had Orbitac, which is a trackball game, and it had Mad Dog 2. It had a conversion of Mad Dog 2 for it, which is the game we're playing right now, as a matter of fact. But no, all the other cabinets before that would have been Amiga 500 rather than 3DO. So we're playing on Amiga here. It's still taking 4 coins. What is the... Oh, I'm not going to question that.
Stranger, and welcome aboard. We better do a little target practice here to get you started. See, can you hit that dynamite? Not bad.
The answer is yes.
Shoot that skull. Good shot. Put a bullet in that side.
They didn't say that to be the first bullet.
Oh, looks like that prospector ran into a porcupine, one with feathers.
Stranger, this is a map to the gold. The Padre has...
Yeah, this game, the thing about this game, this entry in particular, we're gonna be, there'll be some Native Americans to shoot in this. This is maybe not the most culturally sensitive of the American laser games catalog. That's only if you take a certain route. This game has 3 routes you can go through. It basically goes A, B, C, D, as 3 separate paths that all lead to E. So like the middle section of the game, the bulk of the game, is those 3 routes. But it all works towards the same conclusion. And that was ALG's attempt to drive a bit more replay value out of their games, rather than just having you do everything there is to do in the game. They decided to test out, what if we limit what a player can do in a playthrough? Which isn't a terrible idea. Oops. I can also tell that it's not, like, perfectly calibrated. So I guess it didn't save all our service menu settings. Well, this is good enough is. You know, I read an interview conducted by Lunatic Obscurity, I believe is the name of the blog. I should probably know that because it's a friend of the site. But Robert McCree claimed that Robert McCree, being the CEO of American Laser Games, the founder, claimed that he didn't realize his games were cheesy as he was making them. He didn't realize these productions were goofy. The word cheesy never came up. I don't think they're super serious either. I think he just thought video games in general were kind of goofy, and that these, you know, they were to an extent. They still are. How can you shoot this vignette and not...
You look honest, my friend. Find the treasure, return it to the mission, and receive your reward in heaven. Choose your guide.
Duh. Always gotta go with a pretty lady. Mazer is maybe the worst offender, amazingly, of 3DO's games in terms of racial elements.
I got a short.
Where 2 of the 4 playable characters are white dudes dressed as either a samurai, complete with yellow tinting on his skin, fucking woof, or a Spanish matador.
Got a light?
And they are the developers of the game, just photographed and digitized for that game.
Let's go find that treasure. Yeehaw!
Womp womp. Oh, he was holding dynamite. Yeah! Cast like Big Boom. See, this one doesn't make you holster your gun. They just make you wait. Will they make me reload before I shoot? Oh. How do I trick the system here? I'll just hold down the reload button. Maybe that's it? Yep. There we go. Brutal.
Choose your guide.
Oh, they're really gonna make me... Okay, at least I can start from here again. No quarter, unfortunately. We're just gonna shoot preemptively. Not a very fair duel.
We're getting close to the big X, partner. You and me, we could go a long way with that goat.
I owe you a favor, partner, and I won't forget it.
Hey, stranger. Go ahead. Make my day.
Your seat's been in the saddle a long time, partner. Come on in. Cleanliness is next.
Gotta have sex appeal for these games, right?
Blast those dirty peeping toms!
Anything you say, m'lady.
I love the way you pull the trigger.
You can say goodbye to the treasure, unless you can hit the ammo box.
See how the cut there? That's another one of those randomized elements. I do love the hat on a stick trick. Time tested, it works.
You're a straight shooter.
Sonic Sword game. Oh damn, she has a gun too. She's helping. Yeah, I wish.
Well, you got... Choose your...
It's we gotta shoot that crate. I just don't know when. Well, there, I guess.
Well, kiss my... Well, that was right on.
Yeah, I like this lady. I like her style. These are clearly the most economical scenes to shoot because there's the least amount of, like, persistent elements on screen you have to account for. You have a remarkably steady hand, says Sonic Sword Cane. Well, I'd love to tell you that I was using, like, a Sinden light gun or something, but this is a mouse. I'm telling you, if I had a Sinden light gun for PC for playing these light gun games, I would stream nothing but light gun games. Proper good ones, too. But I am ostensibly streaming these because...
money in this game.
Yeah, that's alright. That's, we get the gist of that one, too. On to Crime Patrol, yes. I'm just checking the chronology here. We're ostensibly playing these right now because I'm doing the Mazer as an article, doing ALG's final game. Still felt appropriate. It felt that these are, like, tangential enough. What I could do, what I did do for, like, a minute, I don't remember what game I did exactly for the site that was a light gun game. 70 plus articles, so I'm racking my brain here, but there was one where I had to Death Crimson. I used the Wiimote as a light gun for that. Properly set that up so I could play it like it were a proper light gun game. But that is a very imperfect system. This is...
Not good, partner. You hit an innocent person.
We shouldn't be seeing the SWAT person yet. They're like the third stage, but whatever. This is Crime Patrol. The conceit of this one is that you rise through the ranks of law enforcement. Start as a beat cop, I think become undercover, then SWAT, then a Delta Force operative. You know, typical career trajectory. But yeah, they came out with this one because I think ICAT in their Apogee system, I think they finally shut that down at a certain point. They didn't jump into police games. I totally shot that dude. Got a double tap. Quadruple tap, as the case may be. But yeah, they finally decided to do a cop game because they no longer were running that other company. They were no longer competing against themselves.
We're at that gang fight location. We'll advise.
Which I believe was a hang-up for Grebe and company. They didn't want to potentially devalue their police training simulators by putting out a law enforcement-themed game. Despite the fact this is very different from the sorts of scenarios that they were doing in the Apogee system, which were like walking in on a sexual assault and intervening. And, like, real, like, hardcore scenarios like that. With, like, proper squibs and blood and that sort of stuff. So I don't think this would necessarily translate to the arcade. This is a bit goofier. I think this is a bit more, you know, lighthearted. But, you know, there was a moment in time where these games were very hotly debated whether these, you know, were allowed to be in arcades. In the pre-Night Trap days, the pre-U.S. Senate Committee hearing, pre-ESRB, these were considered the height of video game violence for a hot minute. I tracked down some great newspaper clippings to that effect, with journalists writing about how just like watching other people play the game being like, he squeezes the trigger, the man convulses on the screen, his screams of agony echo through the arcade. The cold-blooded killer in his combat boots playing on the cabinets. They're all over the place. And it's like, for this. For Mad Dog. I'm not used to that dude popping out twice. Good thing I missed, I guess.
Guess I'm on my own.
Welcome to Undercover.
See, we're moving on up in the world. This strip club one, there's dip switch settings for this, which either remove or include the dancers. I left it on adult in the dip switches. And this is the extent of it, so.
I don't think he's made us yet.
Tony, shut up, Bambi. I feel the heat, and it's not the kind of heat I like. Is that donut-eating gumshoe with a pop?
What kind of heat do you like, buddy?
Shut up, Bambi. Well, I should turn down the heat, boss. Take them, boys.
I guess we're not gonna get dinged for shooting our partner.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Sorry, lady. Ugh. I'm glad he took the time to berate me in the middle of this shootout. These patrons seem nonplussed by all this. Can't stop them having a good time. God bless them.
Hey, you looking for me? You who?
Come here often.
Ha! Good. Hell yeah.
Coffee?
Man, this ain't no restaurant, man. You got the cash.
You got the documents?
She a beauty? New ID number? The works.
The works.
I love pointing this model car and being like, ain't this a beauty? Very 90s chic. Y'all ever been to a strip club, any of you watching this right now? I have. They are, seedy. You know, I'm not above seedy, I'm not above sleazy, but, strip clubs are not my vibe. Personally. All the unnecessary blackface, says Video Game King. I mean, they absolutely do brownface in Mad Dog, but I think this is just supposed to be like mechanic grease. I think they're just going for dirty rather than, you know, not that they're above it, especially as late as Mazer in 1995, where they do yellow face in it, but there was blackface in other levels, but that's like sneak. I mean, it's not a great look. Like, no matter how you slice it, but they were breaking into a place. They were trying to do cover of night. They're trying to do camouflage. Not, like, a blanket defense. Not, like, to say, like, you can just skip that part.
Welcome, gentlemen.
But, in terms of, like, you know, as a developer, as you're producing, you can just be like, this could be misinterpreted, but...
Let's eat their lunch.
Best to err on the side of caution. Oh my god, that one, you would barely notice that, dude. That's how they get quarters out of you. They just have dudes pop up in the distance and corners of the screen.
Let's take them.
Front blowers, I think Hooters is sleazier and worse than strip clubs. It's how it pretends to be something above it that makes it worse. Yeah, might be onto something there. Wait. Yeah! There you go. To ask the strangest possible question with to anybody with strip club experience, so at least have half-decent food, Video Game King asks. No, why would they? It's usually just wings, which is why Hooters got into the wings game and then paired it with the... It's a standby. I noticed that Parks and Rec, you know, all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at the strip club, they do that as a gag, but no, generally speaking, you're not going to a strip club for the hors d'oeuvres, for the hors d'oeuvres.
Congratulations, partner. You did a good job. We're promoting you to SWAT.
Welcome to SWAT.
That's the formal introduction to give to all SWAT members.
Special police units, as we speak, are taking up positions at the suspected major...
Yeah, something tells me the tactics on display here are not going to be up to the quality of the SWAT series that some of us may be familiar with. This isn't exactly SWAT 4. We're not exactly zip-tying these guys. I think the game could have, like, given you different weapons for each class that you're going through.
Later, dude.
I feel like we might actually clear this one, because I'm doing pretty well at it. The fact they give you 6 lives instead of 3 definitely helps. But, yeah, it was totally within their power to do different types of guns, as we'll see in, one of the later titles that's, I think the next one after this, as a matter of fact. No, the one after this. Yeah, they could have done, like, revolver for when you're a beat cop. Semi-automatic for when you're a undercover. Give you an assault rifle or submachine gun here. And then when you're Delta Force. Assault rifle again. I don't know. Why'd they stop making these, says Sonic Sword Kane? I can tell you, because the arcade market fucking collapsed in around the 90s. In around 1994, 1995. And, these games collapsed with them. They were not selling. And the industry took that as a sign to stop making games in the full motion video variety. Could a CDI not handle? CDI did handle. So there's actually a version of this on the Philips CDI, as a matter of fact.
Your history, dude.
During the period where they were porting it to all their FMV games, the CDI, 3DO, Sega CD. Holy Trinity, as it were. 3DO ended up being the one they tried supporting long-term, because they started incorporating 3DO hardware into their arcade cabinets past a certain point. But, whoops. And yeah, ALG even developed the light guns for those consoles. The 3DO had the game gun, the CDI had the Peacemaker.
Oh, sugar!
Yeah, that's the thing about the CDI, is that you did need the extension card for it. As Sock Puppet Kingdom mentioned in the chat, which not everyone had, but it'd definitely be a benefit to get one if you're picking up a CDI. All the games you want to play are going to be extension enabled.
Combination or you're dead.
About that new car loan.
But, you know, this is one of the most violent and brutal games ever made. Really despicable that they put this out. Nothing funny about this, no siree, Bob.
We've just learned that the player has taken several hits.
This guy is always first because they need the stage to be flaming when the other guys come in. So yeah, there's like discernible patterns here. What is... Alright, just gotta preemptively fire. Oh my god, I ran out of ammo. I forgot to reload. Okay. This time for sure. I do want to get up to the Delta Force stages, because I know one of them or two of them use, like, night vision. taking no chances. I'm being told to get good. More like get memorizing these stages past a certain point.
Later, dude.
Well, luckily, we'll just start inside the house, I think. You know, for a SWAT team, we're really doing all the work here. Ugh. We're really an army of one in this. Oh my, that dude. I never was good at, like, memorizing sequences in games. You know, for as much as I love light gun games, it's all in the reflex. It's barely about memorization for me. When it gets to the point where I'm having to memorize where every person pops out of, it's just not fun to me, so I guess I'm not, like, a high score chaser in those ways.
Nice work, partner.
Welcome to the team.
Hell yes.
Welcome to the force.
Which one of these is the night vision stage? This one, maybe?
Nuclear transport group, advise of your present location.
Stand by, base.
This will be the last life I play on this one, by the way, because I do want to move on to other games.
This is Nuclear Transport Unit 10. We're under attack. Mile marker 25. Send help.
Eyewitness news is just hosed down an innocent person.
They're not wrong.
Are you in position?
10-4.
Be advised, approximately 20 terrorist targets. Careful, we don't want any civilian casualties. Good hunting.
I just realized.
Let's rock.
Hold on. I just realized I have this overlay up this whole time. Whoops. The entire bottom of the screen has been blacked out partially. Whoopsies. Well. Late night streaming, folks.
We've just learned that the...
Yeah. Rub it in, why don't you? Is that a bad guy, or...?
You're good, but not good enough.
I assume that a guy who was rappelling in would be one of my guys.
In an apparent attempt to assassinate Prince Dudu and his entourage, terrorists have seized control of the international airport, and as we speak, the Delta Force members are arriving on the scene and are deploying.
I just want to see that damn night vision. Ah.
Too bad you didn't make the cut.
Oh well. Yes, the Prince Dudu, by the way. You all caught on? Alright. Let's load up the next game on the itinerary, which is Crime Patrol 2, Drug Wars, which does away with the conceit of rising through the ranks and is just about chasing down a drug lord. South America, so on and so forth. You go across the country, different drug harbors, drug safe havens.
Welcome to Sierra County. Now, drugs are something we just don't abide down these parts. I see you got your 6 years.
You spelled sheriff with one F over there. Is that correct?
You need to kick a little butt.
One F or one R there.
The director says, take some target practice.
I believe that's Robert Grieve, by the way.
No!
shoot!
Whoops.
Turn in your badge, boy. You shot an innocent.
Yeah, like, I believe they'd take away my badge for that in real life, which I'm sure has been, like, all the commentary in the chat this whole time. Every time I've shot an innocent. Oh my god.
Turn in your badge, boy. You shot an innocent.
I'm on a roll tonight, folks. I swear I'm usually better at these. Most of the innocents I shoot are white. That's true.
Please don't!
I guess this is my bias. Oh! That guy I almost didn't see. That was a real snap to it.
First 2 shots are on us.
Even the bartender's in on it. See, we couldn't shoot that guy because we have to do some...
One too many.
Actually, he's had just enough. Go on.
We have to do that cutesy little ending for that.
In Sierra County, fast wheels mean drug deals. I know.
So what would y'all rather play, this or 38 Ambush Alley on the Action Max? Which game seemed like the more fun video game to play? Here we go. Soberdorf, at least they were having fun making this. Absolutely. The productions here must have been a blast. They got to play Hollywood. These game developers got to play like they were making Hollywood movies. That's the dream.
Now, where'd you get your shoe?
How are you supposed to react to that guy in time without already knowing? Oh, I could probably start by shooting.
Turn in your badge, boy. You shot an innocent.
How's that dude innocent? He's part of the drug den. He just didn't have a gun on me. I should be able to shoot without question. I should be able to presume. I should be able to plant something on him. This was a realistic police simulator like it's clearly trying to be.
They're stashing drugs in this place. What do you say we give them a little house warming?
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit on this stage.
That's not good, is it?
One more go with this one.
They're stashing drugs in this place. What do you say we give them a little house warming?
Yeah, it's like a darkened room. Please no one else come out from up there.
Sorry, partner, you just don't know beans about shooting.
Every one of these American laser games has that one stage that is just like questionable. Like, oh, no.
Now, where'd you get your shooting license? In a cereal box?
The swing there. I don't know if I can. Can I do that with a mouse? With a Lycon, I could. With a Lycon, anything is possible, but some of the snap-to-itiveness that's required here.
Down here, we just call shooting like that bad.
Guess what? We're not going to see the drug lord in this game, unfortunately. We're not going to make it to South America and crush the cartel. Because we're going to move on to penultimate game here of the American Laser Games FMV catalog. We're going to do Last Bounty Hunter, which turns us to the Wild West. As was their preferred production, the preferred setting, as it were, their favorite theme. They shot this one wasn't shot in the movie ranch, so they went to a different film production lot. And while they were shooting for this, while they were doing location scouting for this one, they took a bunch of photos that would be the foundation of a later game, as they moved away from the full motion video and into like more gallery shooter style stuff. This is the grand. Wait, this isn't even the last one, no, because the next one is. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. We'll get there when we get there. This game does switch you between shotgun and pistol. AC, did I miss Johnny Rock? No, Johnny Rock is the one in this emulator that the Amiga ROM that has been dumped for it just unfortunately does not work the way it's intended. And I did not have the Sega CD version or 3DO version on hand. So we did skip Johnny Rock this go around, unfortunately. Even though it is quite a good game.
But I can't do it alone.
Maybe their most ambitious.
Bounty hunter like you to rid the territory of these 4 vicious outlaws and their gangs. Well, you know what to do. Pick an outlaw and move out.
Yeah, as mentioned, this is the first of their games to have multiple different guns in it. You'll have to shoot stuff in the environment. You have to know where to shoot. And they'll give you a shotgun for a couple shots. That's the money over there. Every screen should have something that you can shoot to get a shotgun. I don't know where it is on the screen, unfortunately. We'll have to wait for another screen.
Handsome Harry, that outlaw, try the casino.
7 right and out. House wins again.
The house is crooked, son.
There we go. Lanterns or shotguns. Oops.
Forget health insurance. What you need is death benefits.
If I shoot that jug, it's money. If I shoot the skull, I get 2 revolvers, basically. I get 12 shots. I'm letting myself get distracted here.
Yeah, we were gonna remodel anyways.
We don't need you around here, bounty hunter.
Hey, Sheriff! Of course, I could be wrong.
Scourge of the Earth, these ALG guys. Peddling violence in the home. Training train killers out of our kids. There we go. Now we can play with the shotgun for a little bit. Slightly larger spread. Didn't save us there.
And I won't be able to help you.
Alright, shotgun, don't screw me over. Tater, railcar. There's gotta be at least one person who grew up with light gun games and ended up becoming an actual sharpshooter. Potentially.
Handsome Harry, you can trust him. Used to be an attorney.
God, I love when they launch themselves across the stage.
You don't want me. I'm unarmed. Good thing you're a lousy shot, or we'd have never met.
We'll try that one again.
You can trust him. Used to be an attorney.
That's supposed to be a hint to shoot him, that you're not supposed to trust the fact that he's unarmed. Which, you know, cutesy.
You don't want me. I'm unarmed. Oh, it's too bad. I was worth way more alive than dead.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can actually take these guys alive if you only shoot once.
I'll give you a tip, bounty hunter. Shoot the weapon out of their hand.
And I think you have to get the best ending in the game, keep all these dudes alive.
What you want, bounty hunter?
There we go, got my dual revolvers.
You're closer, but no cigar.
Shoot that lantern. There we go. So yeah, having this multiple weapon stuff is a move clearly inspired by like lethal enforcers, who ALG were chasing pretty desperately after at this point in time. Whoopsies.
You shot an innocent. I just may start bawling.
And, you know, then Lethal Enforcers 2 comes out, and where's it set? Wild West. Which is basically, you know, Konami firing back, as it were. Accidentally skipped a cutscene because I was trying to shoot that wagon wheel. That's just as well. I mean, that game is alright. That game is pretty fun. Last Bounty Hunter, I think, you know, the novelty of the shotgun and all that stuff. It's alright. It's not their worst, not their best. They were running out of inspiration at this point. Save for what is my personal favorite of the American light gun. Arcade oval. And oop, we're gonna have to flip the screen around for this one. Because this is Fast Draw Showdown and at a vertical monitor. And this is gonna be tricky for me to play because I'm playing it horizontally, but you know, you make do with what you got. And this stars this has another celebrity get in it. Celebrity shooter Wes Flowers, who not recently, the past few years passed, but he was a competitive fast draw, and so he also like trained. He was a gun coordinator on like Hollywood productions, so he appears throughout this game to instruct the player and to applaud or berate you. That's him. That's Wes.
The fast. And the dead.
Anyway, this is their most novel game, to be sure, because every encounter in this is a quick draw duel. Every encounter in this begins with your gun in the holster and you drawing it at the right moment. That is a clean shooter right there, by the way.
What's going to count in this game? Speed.
How big was the arcade monitor for this one? I think it was a 55-incher. I think they also have a 30-inch variety.
Now get ready for some real fast.
But where some other games you could do like conversion kits, right? This one had to be because of the way the monitor was arranged. Our operators would have to buy a new cabinet for this and exclusively run this. This one is different in that it is very quick. We're gonna go through all these, maybe multiple times.
Never underestimate the other guy.
And yes, that is why the screen is so narrow. So, in this emulator, I'm holding down the reload button. And you can see it say draw at a certain point, and I lost there because I need to double tap that dude.
You want to get hit?
Yeah, there's about 50 different scenes in this game, and 3 difficulty levels, and each of those difficulty levels can pull from like one of about like 15 scenes. So every time you play the game, you get a completely different arrangement.
Well, I'm interested in some life insurance.
But you only get to do 6 rounds of play in a row per credits. So this is maybe like the worst value game in the ALG FMV catalog, because you're pretty hard limited in how many times you can play, basically, and how long the game is going to be. It's sub 5 minutes every time, basically. In case you didn't hear him, he said, I have no reservations about shooting you. So very tactful game, as always, from ALG, but... what can you do?
Let's rock and roll!
This definitely loses a lot of its magic in emulation because you can just preemptively aim where you want to shoot. But I'll try moving from right to left to imitate drawing from holster and then like pulling out, pulling up. So we lost one round here, so our game is over. What you want to do though, what you're aiming to do, is to win all the rounds.
You think you got what it takes?
Because you will unlock a bonus scene.
We'll see.
I don't like your look.
Trying to play as much in the spirit of this game as I can.
Time for living, and there's a time for dying. And your time has come.
I want Wes to compliment me on my shooting.
Nice shooting. Real nice shooting.
Aw, thanks, Wes.
You no good work.
Yeah, I'm letting go of the reload button and then shooting, so that's, you know, closest we're gonna get in emulation. But this game has been re-released on everything. There's a Wii version of this, a PS3 version of this. I don't know if Digital Lasers did a DVD version of this. They certainly did it for Mad Dog.
What are you looking at?
Sorry, lady. Yeah, as you go up in the difficulty levels, obviously the draw time that you see on the left-hand side here, they get a lot quicker. On the easiest difficulty, there's some people who straight up shoot themselves in the foot or misfire, which is really cute.
If you're looking for mercy, you've come to the wrong place.
But yeah, I get the feeling that Wes like taught some of these people on set how to do like really clean draws. If you look for it, there's like some pretty nice shooting in this. Alright, here we go. This is the Wes encounter.
You're pretty good. But are you good enough to take on the fastest?
Ooh, just barely came in under the wire on that one. That's easy enough if you know when he's going to shoot. And if you're doing an emulation, you can just keep your Mars cursor right there, but... yeah, I went for the dick shot on that one. Sonic Sword King. You know, ideally, the perfect quick draw is all, like, in the wrist. Your gun barely leaves the holster. You do not, like, aim down iron sights when you're doing quick draw, when you're doing fast draw. Is like, it is kept at the waist.
Here's your chance to prove you're one of the best.
So you're very liable to line up some crotch shots, is what I'm saying. These ones are tricky because you can never tell which of the two is going to draw on you because there's, you know, random chance to it because they have permutation shot for both versions.
Take me.
But they give you a few extra seconds on the clock for these ones, or a few extra milliseconds as the case may be.
Hey, hombre, say adieu.
But yeah, this game in particular speaks to the cowpoke in me.
You're faster.
It's all gimmick, and it's the worst value, but it's my favorite ALG game by a country mile.
Hey, who's your next of kin?
Oops. I tried to shoot the gun out of hand, because this guy has 2 or 3 different permutations depending on where you shoot him. Ooh. I'm deteriorating. I'm devolving fast right now.
I'm big, and I'm mean, and I'm fast. Any questions?
we're not facing off against Wes in this one.
Nice shooting. Real nice shooting.
Can I buy you a drink? It was the whiskey that got me.
Tale as old as time. That was not my best effort, but I do want to play on the easiest difficulty again and hopefully get some more fun scenes out of it.
If you want to make deputy, never underestimate the other guy.
Yeah, the impression that I get is that this game did well enough, but not well enough to pull ALG out of the hole they were in. You know, also, the industry was collapsing. The market was dead by this point, according to their testimony, which Robert Lee agreed blames the death of the company on, is just the arcade market, but it ain't that simple. I hate to shoot these poor ladies. They're a cute couple. I don't want to break them up. You know, I do what you gotta do. It's either them or me. Fastest lesbian wins.
Uh-oh! This stinks!
That dude's a classic.
Nice
If I get a time under like the 30 millisecond mark, there's a different cutscene that plays. So let me see if I can predict which of these guys. I want to get the fastest draw time possible, so Wes can give me an extra compliment.
Hey!
I gotta be a bit quicker. I gotta get one that I know.
Well, I interest you in some life insurance. I think you're gonna need it.
There we go. Let's see if that gets it. No, because we go right into the bonus draw, so they don't play a cutscene before this. Let's see if we can outdraw Wes again.
But are you good enough to take on the fastest?
Notice how he fakes you out with his hand right about here. That's a good way to get fouled on this. Which you get 3 fouls if you draw too early, or if you don't have the gun holstered at all. They give you a penalty. If you penalty 3 times on the same round, you just lose the round.
Nice shooting. Now you're the fastest in these parts.
That's just as well. Quite enough of that. According to the flyer, this game can be used to dispense tickets or trading cards. Yes, there were trading cards associated with this. I think there were like 6 of them, if memory serves. And those are probably pretty collectible, I'd imagine. But we got one more arcade game, the oft-forgotten one, because it was not possible to emulate for the longest time until someone dumped it. Because this is... You load this in a 3DO emulator, but it was not released on the 3DO. We are, of course, talking about Shootout at Old Tucson. Which, the dude who does the RetroArch core, the Opera RetroArch core for RetroArch, had to issue a custom BIOS for this, basically. That's capable of loading this in Orbitac. Just the 2 games that came out for the CD-ROM system, besides Mad Dog 3. Here we are. So this is circa 1994, late 1994, and this is when I was mentioning earlier, where it's more like a Lethal Enforcers type. So the backgrounds are just digitized, are pre-rendered, or still images, and all the actors who pop out are digitized actors as well. But yeah, so this game feels especially low rent. Oh, that's really low. I can actually boost the volume back up a bit again.
Wait.
Alright. put some coins in the machine. If I can remember the buttons for it. Oh, that's service menu. Close but no cigar. Enter.
Take some target practice on them badges.
Alright, here we go. So you'll see straight away what this game is operating at. This bonus round goes on for as long as you can shoot these targets, so you can actually rack up a high score just on this screen alone, if you're particularly skilled. And again, this would be easier with an actual light gun, believe it or not. For people who have not tried to play light gun games on PC, the mouse is not an advantage, it is a hindrance. Yeah, the CD-ROM system, they tried to sell to arcade operators as being a value deal as the market was like, you know, like I said, collapsing. Also, the screen flashing here, I realize, is a different color than white, so my plugin is not picking it up at all. And that's a bit too much for me to keep up with on screen.
Pick your start point and shoot it.
And you do have a stage select here.
Load your guns and run them out of their hideout.
Now we're getting into the real meat of the gameplay here. Which is underwhelming to say the least. Yeah, this would have run on a 3DO, and the hope was that they would be able to port these games back to the 3DO at a certain point. In the case of Mazer, oops, that was a civvy. In the case of Mazer, they were hoping to release it on 3DO and then convert that to the CD-ROM system in arcades, but that never happened. So the two games that came out, the two originals that came out for the CD-ROM system, this and Orb Attack, stayed in the arcades. Mazer stayed on the console. Can't lie, this looks fun, says Front Floors. Yeah, I mean, this isn't terrible, it's just... like, I had to try to shoot the skull there to get points. But it looks like we took out the civilian as well. But it looks like we didn't get penalized for it either, so... oh well. Yeah, you can sort of tell why this one did not perform so hot in the arcades. That by this time ALG was like well and truly done. And also like the whole gimmick of the CD-ROM system was that you would be able to just change games by swapping a disc, was the way they said. They said it was like a jukebox. And that's not necessarily true because you still have to swap out the entire control panel depending on whether it was a trackball game, a light gun game. They're going to do a flight simulator. They're going to do VR Striker, VR Mission. I forget the name of it. It's a flight game for the 3DO. They're going to bring that to the arcades, and that would have required flight stick control panel. And then they're going to do Way of the Warrior. Naughty Dog's Way of the Warrior.
Wait.
Oops, I pressed the surface button where I did not mean to. Oh, luckily we're still in the game.
The polecats
Here
are
we
at
go.
the house of ill repute.
VR Stalker, thank you, Front Floors. I even captured some footage of that the other day because there's a mission where you destroy the Pentagon, which is quite amusing. But yeah, basically what happened was ALG at this point was striking out. This was their last-ditch effort. They tried to sell it as this innovative thing that you could more easily swap out games than if you were using a conversion kit. Oh, by the way, I forgot, you could press the start button, you switch to a shotgun instead of your revolver, but you only get 2 shots with it. Is the trade-off before you gotta reload. So we're doing that now. I don't know if it's helpful or harmful, but we're doing it. And yeah, by that point, the people they were trying to sign up, they were basically buying out or trying to sign up distribution deals with 3DO developers. They bought one company outright. I think that was Quantum Quality Productions, and within a year that company went bankrupt due to their association with ALG. Because ALG was just hemorrhaging money and could not afford to pay them to persist as a studio. But yeah, Naughty Dog wisely got out of that deal. And then there was this awful Mac game called Shootout at Red Falls, I believe. But
The polecats are out.
We're gonna have to keep doing this one, aren't we? And that game was just a total flop and was probably the worst game they ever had any hands on, even though they didn't make it. I think it was like some Underworld software. It was like the one-time developer of that game. But yeah, associating with ALG at this point was not a wise business move. Naughty Dog only survived for the fact they did not continue to associate with them. I think it was a little more than that. I think they probably would have done just fine even if they had, but it's funnier to pretend that Bloodbath at Red Falls, Professor Gascan swoops in to say thank you. Again, the right title. And it is the GIF I used for the stream. Oh my god. Keep going for these civvies. I'm bloodthirsty tonight, folks. Huh?
Come on, partner. Let's play it again.
That's alright, I'll just let this one lapse. Then maybe pick a different stage, because not many people have seen this, because notoriously difficult to emulate for a while until someone figured out the BIOS situation. And we'll just fast forward through this. And it just gave us a random stage. Hey, at least it's a different stage, so... Real basic stage too. You know what? These guys are coming out slower than the other stage. I wonder if the better you do on that intro stage, that like target practice stage, I wonder if the game difficulty adjusts based on that. The longer you go in that, the more quickly enemies pop out. That'll be an interesting mechanic if so. Here's a question for light gun game aficionados. Do you like to empty out the chamber before you reload, or do you reload after every shot? Because I am very much a empty the chamber type player. I want to drain my gun before I aim off screen to reload. It's a little different on PC because left click, right click. And it's right there. Oops. Oh, the skulls give you infinite ammo for a minute. That's what the hell skulls are for. The game is also awfully quiet. I believe emptying your gun before reloading is good gun practice anyway. Yeah, because if you're dumping a magazine and there's bullets still in it, you're just leaving bullets on the floor, basically.
Yeah, they're at the blacksmith.
Because you don't want to be putting bullets into a magazine, like when you're out in the field. You want to basically have as many shots on hand as possible. So you can like put a half-empty mag in your pocket and then pull it out later. Would be the practice. This game gets a bit more monotonous a bit more quickly than other ALG products, I will say. There's a reason this style of game did not catch on for them in the way that their FMV titles had once done for them.
There's a train. Don't let him escape.
But, it ain't bad. It's just not good compared to like a Lethal Enforcers or what have you. Like this being a response to just much better games that looked better, played better, had more variety. The screens actually moved in the middle of the stage. And this was with the power of the 3DO. Ain't much power, I guess. But then again, you know, ALG wasn't really... The 3DO conversions of their FMV games, they did not develop those in-house. So they were not really learning how to program in and out for the console.
It's Buckshot Bill himself. Time for a shootout.
Ooh, we get a boss encounter. I guess that was it. Oh, we actually do have a scrolling screen. So you can see the screen seam there. This is as dynamic as this game gets. Wait, I really want to shoot that dynamite. There we go. This is something, I guess. I mean, granted, Lethal Enforcers had car chase stages and the like. Did they make us do this again? Probably switch to Revolver. Or maybe I should just let the stage do its thing. I'm just keeping going until I lose that last life of mine. You know, I almost kind of want to play some Lethal Enforcers after this. Ah.
Let's play it again.
That's alright. Yeah, let's, That was Shootout at Old Tucson. Where do I have game stashed? Do I have it set up? Do I have it configured properly? I could play Lethal Enforcers, or I could play Lethal Enforcers 2, the Gunfighters, which is set in the West. Therefore, it is objectively the better game. Yeah, it looks about right. Let's go through my crosshairs. Collection of custom crosshairs I've made. For MAME shooters, I could do white dot, circle, white cross, white full, white retro, which is a square style reticle. I could do black for when I'm trying to capture stuff. I could do red. We'll do red because it actually shows up on stream. And I'll go with the old classic crosshair. Take these things seriously. And I want to do the saloon, because we were doing a... They said that we're going to do a tavern stage in that last game. Oops. Right, I have to shoot the bottom of the screen to reload in this, because of MAME emulation. There's no just right-clicking. Oh, it's taking me a while to get used to not right-clicking. My brain is so programmed for playing those other games. Yeah, look at the weapons they're tossing us. You've seen 3 in less than 30 seconds. And we keep them till we get hit. Let's try not to get hit. Yeah, the graphics look better here. The gameplay is more energetic. This has music, unlike Shootout at Old Tucson. There's destructible stuff in the environment. That guy does an awesome fall. Yeah, if this is what ALG were trying to compete against, and the best they had was Shootout at Old Tucson, you can see why one company kept making games and the other didn't, between them and Konami. do not get to keep the cannon, unfortunately, beyond the 8 shots they give you for it. One piece of advice to beginner filmmakers, says Video Game King, is to edit in the music as opposed to playing as you shoot the scene. I would not necessarily agree with that. I think there's syncing the action to the music as opposed to syncing music to the action. There's valid approaches in both. In terms of film production. Oops. I'll play a little longer on this one just because this one is so fun. I'm a big fan of the way that in the American Laser Games FMV games, what they do is they Mickey Mouse the music, is an actual industry term, which is to say that they sync the actions to the music. That dude got in the way. So like every time someone takes a footstep or whatever, every time a gunshot fires, they sync that up with like some sting in the music. That is classic filmmaking to me. That is cinema in my eyes, in my heart. God, that dude was just in the way for so long. I couldn't shoot through him. Vesles. Hope I'm not too late for FMV gun goodness. I think we went through the American Laser Games catalog in full. I don't know if I have any other FMV shooters on hand, unfortunately. I was gonna play a few more light gun games just for funsies. And yeah, you did miss Gallagher, and he can rest in piss for all I care. As for reasons we discussed. Well, that's just as well. Anyway, Lethal Enforcers 2, it's good. Oh, I can't Alt-Tab. That's interesting. Oh, I can't Alt-Tab on my desktop either. That's interesting. That could be a complicating factor. Some of this. What do I have? Do I have any? I could probably show my launch box. Not the way I want to show it, but yeah, closer. I have a tab dedicated just to not laser games, to light gun games. If I just want to play a light gun game, I made a custom playlist that I can roll through and see what we have. What do we got? Resident Evil Gun Survivor we done an article on. So. Death Crimson. Tempting. But maybe just read the article on it. Are there any good, bad light gun games I have here? I can think of one. I can think of like Target Terror. Could I do Target Terror? Where is Target Terror on here? Oh, it's Nintendo Wii, so the version of it that I would have. I guess I don't have my Wii games properly flagged on this. So I will just search for Target. All games. There we go. Oh, new version of Dolphin available. No thank you for right now. And I think... Oh wait, I just realized... Okay, I can escape to get out of that. Yeah, because for whatever reason, Alt-Tab stops working on my computer after. Here we go, though. And I think I have this configured to work with mouse. Raw Thrills is like the bane of my existence, or my arch nemesis. They've ruined arcades for me. Their games have overtaken the classics of light gun shooting games. The classic cabinet is being replaced with like people will take out the Star Wars trilogy arcade game and put in the shitty Raw Thrills version. I think Raw Thrills did that one. Please tell me there is a way to calibrate. No, not in this. Well, it's close enough. And you can't see my mouse cursor anyway, but it's not exactly center. But luckily the crosshair is on screen, so... Anyway, this game is kind of notorious.
What's wrong?
Not exactly Ghost Squad. Yeah, I think Raw Thrills has done, like, the Jurassic Park game that is not as good as the classic Jurassic Park games.
Seize the baggage claim. Let's go to the action right now.
Is this close enough to an FMV game? That's a cutesy way to say we're loading. Oh, it's actually cutting off the top of the screen, I just realized. Let me see if I can do a slightly better... Wah, wah. There we go. Alright, so I have to use my tilt button. So I have to hold down a thumb mouse button and then pull the trigger to emulate shooting off screen. The fact that I have to like change the way I reload my gun in between games is just taking a little bit of getting used to. Is Eugene Jarvis still involved with Raw Thrills? That is a good question. Yeah, here it is, folks. This is the evolution of the digitized actor arcade shooter. Oops. Missed that guy completely. This is probably worthy of an article someday. Just for how hated it is. And this is cheesy fun. I can't get too mad at a game like this. In the same way I can get mad at Raw Thrills' later games. Yeah, this is like the evolution. This is the progression of like Area 51. I do wish I had a Sinden light gun for this, or the Wiimote setup. But this is an impromptu stream. I was not expecting to play anything on Dolphin today, and yet here we are.
Checkpoint 1.
I like how the sprites look cleaner than the video. Yeah, that's definitely an issue with scaling because, you know, these sprites are high-resolution assets. When they get closer to the screen, the scaling doesn't look as good, obviously. But, you know, the backgrounds are only such a high resolution. They only have so much to work with there, so... When you scale those up, you're scaling up like a 640 by 480 image to fill out the screen on the Wii, and then getting upscaled in my emulator. But these sprites were probably captured at a pretty high resolution. Get what I'm saying? I'm making sense. I'm not articulating things great tonight, but I'm trying. Again, this would be much easier with an actual Wiimotes. I want to get into some of the mini-games in this. If I were to do an article on this, I would do it with an actual Wiimote in hand. Oh man, they give you RPGs. That's fun. Yeah, I just don't get how people get mad at this game, you know? Never finished Myst 4, but that game is kind of a marvel in the way it melded pre-renders and 3D graphic. Yeah. Myst had its moment in the sun. Like I said, if anyone wants to gift me a Sinden light gun, it'll be the only thing I ever stream ever again with. If I can't play with a light gun, why would I even bother playing it at that point? tell people I'm going to use a Cinnamon light gun for the site. I'm going to cover all the light gun games with it, and then I'll just never update the site again because I'll be too busy playing light gun games just for my own personal enjoyment and amusement. Here we go. A little bit of missile commands. Oh, that's loud. I am glad I turned things down a bit. Hey, we got the few buildings up. Oh, the classic freeze gun. Staple of any arsenal. It gives you 30 credits. God, the bass pedals in this song are immaculate. I don't know how clear they come through because I do have the game a little low, but I can assure you, those pedals are pounding. These awards are great. That's not a great score, but... Oh, there we go. 3rd place. Oh, okay, I see what they're doing here. They're calculating it in real time. Is this going to kick us back to the main menu, or we're not going to do all 3 stages in a row? Oh, there we go. I see what they're doing here. If you want to go back, though, and just do... Oh, we have to unlock the minigames. Boo. Guess I'll do the Golden Gate Bridge, then. And see if we can't get another,
Terror strikes atop the Golden
Another bonus. Bonus room hint destroys 6 security monitors. Okay. They give you a hint. You're hunting for the minigame action.
Reload. Reload.
Totally missed whatever that item pickup is. In fairness to me, that teammate should not have just been standing there. Oops. Right, the power up again. Nobody's nerfed. What's with these dudes just sitting around and not, like, shooting back? That's a security camera, okay. Marvel 21st Century Narc for the War on Terror Age. Hey, we did get an actual 21st Century Narc game, that awful 3D one, where you take drugs as power-ups. I don't even care about getting points right now, I just want to shoot these security cameras to get the next bonus game. One thing on my mind right now. The shocker.
Let's rock.
2 civilians on screen at the same time. Trick. Come on, give me more security cameras. Give the people what they want. And by people, I mean me. Gotta get the freeze gun. Where you gotta double tap enemies to take care of them. Oh, did I take damage from the RPG? No, okay. It was just unfortunate timing. Oh boy, that was tasteful. I'm glad I could inform someone about Narc 2005 that had never heard of it before. You're welcome. It's a doozy. Was that the whole scene? Did I not get a chance to get get all the security cameras? Who on that? I don't really care about entering my name on this high score table, but a way to skip this? Not quite. That's just well. I think we all get the points of that one. It'll open up my dolphin. You can see I have Fast Draw Showdown right there too. I have the Wii version of that, which I think changes it up slightly. So instead of the 6-round thing, it goes through like all the scenes in the game, all 50 of them, like in a linear progression, which is probably a smart way to do that. What other Wii games do I have here? Balls of Fury, gotta have it. Anubis 2, of course. I was thinking I had another light gun game here. My Little Baby fucks off to Moby games. Yeah, there's I didn't say I had good games. I mean, I live my gimmick. Basically all I play are shitty games. Chew on the Grudge, M&M's Kart Racing, Metroid Other M, debatable. Red Steel I like. These 2 games are gold. The Umbrella Chronicles, Darkside Chronicles. Those are light gun shooters. I could totally use this as an excuse right now to play like some good games. Will I do that? No. Play House of Dead, which is actually a good game too. The Major League Eating game. Ooh, that sounds terrible. Is that on DS or is that on Wii? It's one of the 2, right? Let me close out of Dolphin for now. Let's go back to my list of light gun games and maybe do one more. Do these big buck hunter games actually work? Do I actually have these configured? These have like dominated everything, right? Like these are like some of the most profitable arcade games going. The big buck hunter series, which is crazy to think about. But I know they have like zombie modes in them too now, so they're not even just about hunting anymore. WiiWare, you play as a top hat circus ring leader jacket wearing weirdo who fucking scarfs down hot dogs and angrily belches at his opponent. Hell yeah. That sounds like a hell of a game. Chiller, the infamous one. Oh yeah, it totally is, because this is Exidy. Exidy. Keep Exidy in mind. I might be doing a April Fool's article around an Exidy game, around a particular one. I haven't settled on that though. I want to see if there's a trophy next to it. If you see a trophy next to the name of the game, that means it's a game I've marked as a quote-unquote bad game. I'd like to end on... Oh, sorry, Daydream Davy totally has a light gun section in it, so I guess it makes the list here. Bad and light gun shooter. Not really. Daydream and Davy really isn't even that bad, truth be told. Doing Death Crimson Ox. I definitely don't have those configured. Unfortunately, I definitely do not have a light gun configuration set up for something like Death Crimson Ox, unfortunately. You want to end on something? You know, if I was like a better streamer, I'd like have pre-planned. I would have had a full list of games. I mean, I guess I did. I did do the entire American Laser Games catalog, sans Who Shot Johnny Rock, and Orbitac, and Mazer for that matter. But 3 out of those are not light gun games, so I'm absolved. Vampire Knight gets cut off here. I also don't think I have my PCSX2 set up. Damn. Let me just scroll down the list again. No, this is not exciting. This is what I do basically all day long, is I scroll through my own Launchbox library. Look, I'll bring up the all games and just enjoy looking at. Scrolling. This is how I spend my afternoons. I'm just like, look at all these cool arcade flyers or 3D box art for games. I'm not a very exciting person. I even have custom images I made. I got these for the Tiger handheld game so I can tell what it would look like before I get into it. Isn't there a shooter on the Magnavox Odyssey too? I overscrolled. Now I'll never find it again. You know what? Fuck it. How about instead of ending on a light gun game, I will end on the game I'm currently writing about. Article coming soon. This will crash eventually. And that'll be the end point of the stream. Actually, you know what? Let me give this the best shot. I'm going to load this up not in RetroArch Opera, which is the most liable to crash. If you load this in Phoenix Project, it's very likely to crash. If you load it in the 4DO emulator, it's very likely to crash. But if you load it in the 4DO emulator, which to it, that gets captured here. Oh, but I'm going to have to crop out the top and bottom. How big is that? 24 pixels, 22 pixels. Oops, I pressed escape and exited out of the game. This will just take a minute. Yeah, so the whole thing, the thing I'm trying to say is that this game does not emulate great. That it is very crash happy, as hinted at. But this is the American Laser Game Swan Song.
The Samag Razal, a vicious alien race from the Nasirama system, has conquered and invaded the Earth. Today, only a few pockets of resistance remain, which the Samag intend to infiltrate using human cyborgs. In order to produce these cyborgs, the Samag have established numerous military bases around the Earth. As part of the human rebellion, their mission is to free the humans stored in stasis and destroy any enemies in your path.
Freon. Yeah, it's just Mazer. This has been my life the past month. And that is a man in yellowface. With yellow tints. Let me do a trick here. Here we are. This is such a arcade game on the 3DO. This is so clearly intended for the arcade that there's a literal service menu acting as your only options menu. If you hold down the C button and the L button on the 3DO controller, you can change the difficulty level, turn blood on or off. Get a little credits list here. But otherwise, it's just set to free play, as it were.
Select character.
White dude, white dude, white dude, white lady. Azatar's the worst because he's the only one that doesn't get a gun. We'll do Freon. Let's see how far we can get before this game crashes. Because at any moment in time, it's liable to crash. But if you played it in the 4DO emulator and set the clock speed of the 3DO to 50 megahertz, it will maybe not crash. You can maybe play through the whole game. I'm not even going to explain what's happening here. You can wait for the fucking article for an explanation of what the fuck is going on here. Just trust me that I'm a fucking expert at this point. That's how you do it, folks. Get treated to an FMV cutscene every time you clear a level. That's the good stuff. Two-minute par time on every stage, and you usually clear them under 3D in under 30 seconds. Bonus stage, pick up some extra items. They're ultimately useless, but... This game takes about 30 minutes to clear, so we're not going to get through the whole thing. And I suspect it'll crash long before we reach the end stages anyway. I got lucky 5 times, and that's good enough for me. I'll just say I captured playthroughs as every character. Now that's a screen flashing effect right there. That's the super shield, which is a smart bomb that clears the screen. Very handy for a couple seconds, because the enemies respawn after about a second, so ultimately pursuing them at all is a fool's errand. You just want to spawn the boss in as quickly as possible. Oops, I did not make it to the charger in time. I did not get a restoration. Let's do a quick melee there. Tater Railcar. This game looks like it would be good if it was good. That's the best comment you can make on it. That really tickled me. That should just be my reviews from this point forward. This game would be good if it was good. Get the shield. You can phase through the walls with it. This game is supposed to be a combination of maze game, and it's supposed to be the strategy of a maze game and the action of a fighting game. There are no mazes in Mazer. There are just these walls that you walk through. Destroy the Energizer. Except these enemies are being a real pain in my dick. There we go. Now the boss will have double health because this is the second version of this stage, the second time we're playing this stage. Every stage repeats once over. And the only real difference is that they add more walls, or they, something about this reminds me of another game. Berserk, maybe? Could be Berserk, could be Frenzy. It's probably Robotron 2084. That is the closest, and that is the clear inspiration for this, with the rescuing of civilians and so forth, and the robot theme. And also the humans in later stages become robots, because that's the Sameg Rizal's plan. The Sameg Rizal from the America system. Good luck decoding the Easter egg they hid, that American Laser Games hid in the Sameg Rizal and America names. Fuck's sake. What a bunch of goofballs. This stage sucks. Let's see if I can do it. I'm well practiced at it at this point. It's not even worth it to save these people. You can just skip them in most stages. Oop, I fell in the water. I don't have any shields, so this is immediately gonna go south. Because I need the shield to deflect those missiles. I guess I can jump over them. Gotta time it right, though. Otherwise it don't count for much. We managed. It's a miracle. But yeah, with each of these stages taking less than 2 minutes, there's 15 levels in the stage. My strategy for this game, which I outlined in the article, is just ignore everything on the periphery of the stage. Go directly, spawn the boss in as quickly as possible. Throw lives at it. It doesn't matter, because you get infinite continues in this game. The only penalty for that is that if you lose all your lives in the middle of the stage, you have to restart the stage. But yeah, the enemies keep respawning. And the pickups you get from the humans, from the captive humans, only give you 20% restores on the resources. That's just not compelling enough to engage with those mechanics. And the only effective attack you really have against the bosses is running up to them with your turbo meter. The Defenestration dude saying light gun time. Ah, you're a little late, unfortunately. We already went through all the light gun games. And now we're just playing the end result of a company that made light gun games for 5 years. And then made a desperate pivot. Since this is the final American Laser Games product and the subject of an upcoming article on badgamehalloffame.com, folks. Bookmark it. Subscribe to our RSS feed. Gotta get to the exit. If you don't make it to the exit in time, you don't get any of the power-ups you collect during the bonus stage. The arena. None of these other stages have been arenas so far. This is the arena right here. And I should really just die on this stage so I can start it again with 3 lives. But we'll see. Let's see what happens. So far, this is a 1 credit clear. Yeah, so much for that. We'll even switch characters. Since you can do that. This game would be a hoot with 2 players. Because you can take, you can coordinate some strategies with the second player. Because the boss will pursue 1 player at a time. 1 player can be the bait. The other one can be the fisher. Popping shots, sniping from the side of the stage. The characters all have different attacks. They have a special ability that you trigger by doing A and C at the same time. It does not always work. I think the characters are also supposed to have different levels of health and stuff, but I don't think that actually materializes in the final product. I think they rolled that stuff back. So really the only difference between the characters is that Azatar doesn't have rapid fire. He doesn't have strafing because he does a melee attack instead of a projectile attack, even though you can also get him to shoot projectiles. But, beside the point. More to come in the article. Oh, this is not going to go well with 1 life. Try and snipe this thing, basically. And also keep an eye out on the missiles. I don't have any shields, so I cannot block the missiles. I have to try and jump over them. Yeah, well, there we go. Oh, I do have another life left. Good thing the green attacks barely do anything. This is the one boss that is different from the other bosses in the game. And the difference is that it is much more boring to fight. Man, could I beat this lousy game? Can I really go through this whole stupid thing? Well, you know what? I'm realizing the reason why I haven't died so many times so far is that I said it's easy. I played it on normal for all my playthroughs. So I think things do die a bit quicker on this difficulty. I get back to the exit. Love the way he holds the sword. Yeah, he holds it like an authentic samurai would, because he's the youngest samurai in Japanese history, according to his character bio. Actually, I do want to try and rescue these guys so I can get a little bit of turbo and maybe take this guy out. Nope. Well, it's another excuse to do another character. One attack that actually does damage here. our turbo meter out, you forfeit a life, you get a recharge in your turbo meter, and you're good to go again. That is the strategy. That is how you win. Just that one attack on every boss. Except for the tentacle guy. That's why you need 3 lives per stage, so you can burn through 3 turbo meters. Now watch this. Oh, the stage is rotating. Like star control. That's kind of neat. I wish more stages actually did interesting stuff with the walls in the game. That it almost like tried to live up to its maze name a bit. Wouldn't that just be a novel concept for a game called Mazer? Actually have maze game elements in it? Yeah, well, I didn't expect to do much without having 3 lives on this stage. Let's play the worst character. I don't think I'm going to beat this. I mean, I could just stick around. I have infinite continues. There's nothing to stop me from beating this or any other games we played. Except in the case of this, I kind of want people to read the article, so I don't want to spoil y'all by showing you the ending live on stream. You gotta wait for it. Try to do a restore on our resources, as long as we have the benefit of the wall in the way. This game is at its best when it actually has walls in the stage. The problem is that most stages either don't have walls, or you break all the walls down, Chris Jericho style. That dude took me from like half health to no health. There we go. Yeah, we'll get as far as this life takes us. And then I'm gonna call it a night. Might as well grab what I can. Not that any of this matters if you're using my strategy of just throwing lives at the problem. Nick of time. Due to the circumstances that are out of our control, the Mazer article will now be about Gallagher's Gallery. There's at least 2 paragraphs in the article about Gallagher's Gallery. Maybe 3, I can't remember offhand. But yeah, it's a comprehensive history on American laser games before we get to the actual meat of the game itself, as is my style. Watch this guy blow up in a mushroom cloud and then melt, because I couldn't decide which animation would be more fitting for the boss of the volcano. Yeah, this is absolutely not a stage we're gonna win. Actually, now the Energizer zaps us with half our health before we even get this ball. Yeah, well. Yeah, well, there you go. I'm amazed the game didn't crash. That's really the surprising thing. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Like, I did get 5 recorded playthroughs out of it, so. Your mileage may vary. Those. And, yeah, we're nearing 3 hours here. Pretty good. We even had decent turnout for not advertising the screen at all, for basically doing this on a whim. I wouldn't take Launchbox ratings with any sort of gospel. I think people barely vote on these things. But hey, thanks for turning out, folks. That was certainly some laser games, some light gun games, some American laser games. I fucked up. I was gonna say those were certainly some laser games, American laser games, that is. But that doesn't mean anything. No one plays. What is a laser game? Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, no warning. Dropped the stream super late at night and people showed up for it. It's wild. Maybe next time I'll actually sort my technical shit out before we start. But, hey, hot damn. Thank you for showing up. Laser article coming soon. Then I gotta try and figure out if I'm doing Yar's Revenge 2011 for the March article, or if I just kind of buckle down on getting an April Fool's article done on time. That's the one tradition on the site I haven't broken. I've taken hiatuses on the site, but I always have the April Fool's article up. So, it takes some sort of weird priority in my mind. Anyway, stuff always coming out. I can't hear my outro music because I'm still having that weird technical hiccup. Hey. Can't believe the stream has covered me with watermelon juice. Well, that's the Bad Game Hall of Fame's promise. You come for the jokes, you stay for the sledge-o-matic at the end. That's why those front row tickets go for so much. Unfortunately, I do not have a brother that I can put out on the road and do a show in my place to pretend to be me. Otherwise, we'd have like double the content on the site. If I had someone write for me to do like side articles for me, that'd be fucking amazing. Bye.